Alfred Bessette was born on August 9, 1845, in the rural village of Saint-Grégoire-d'Iberville, Quebec. He was the eighth of 12 children born to a French-Canadian carpenter and his wife. When Alfred was 3, his father was killed by a falling tree. 3 years later, his mother succumbed to tuberculosis. By the age of 12, little Alfred was an orphan. Neighbors took him in, but there was no time for schooling. Frail and often ill, he worked as a farmhand and learned trades such as shoemaking and baking, yet his poor health prevented him from keeping steady employment. His early life could have bred bitterness, yet it deepened his trust in God and cultivated a childlike devotion to Saint Joseph, the silent guardian of the Holy Family. In young adulthood, Alfred traveled to the United States during the turbulent Civil War years to seek work in the mills of New England. Jobs were scarce, and his stomach ailment forced him to return home. He confided his restlessness to Father Jacques-André Provençal, his parish priest. This pastor perceived a vocation beneath Alfred's simplicity and wrote a letter to the Congregation of Holy Cross in Montreal recommending him, remarking, "I am sending you a saint." When Alfred presented himself at the novitiate in 1870, the brothers hesitated. Their teaching order required robust health and a solid education. Alfred had neither. Bishop Ignace Bourget of Montreal intervened, insisting that God had a place for this humble man. The congregation relented, and Alfred entered religious life, taking the name Brother André. He made his vows in 1872. Because of his weak constitution, Brother André was assigned to the seemingly unimportant role of porter at Notre Dame College on Mount Royal. He opened doors for visitors, carried messages, swept floors, did laundry and tended the chapel lamps. Far from seeing these chores as beneath him, he transformed the doorway into a place of encounter. In the evenings, he spent long hours in prayer before a small statue of Saint Joseph. To those who confided their ailments to him, he offered gentle words and rubbed a bit of oil from the chapel's lamp on sore limbs, all the while crediting any improvement to Saint Joseph. Stories of unexpected healings began to circulate. When an epidemic struck a nearby boarding school, Brother André volunteered to nurse the students. Not one died. More and more people came to seek his prayers. He insisted, "I do not cure. It is Saint Joseph who cures." As the crowds grew, the community worried about the disruption. Brother André was allowed to receive the sick at a tramway station across the street. Letters poured in by the thousands, secretaries were enlisted to help reply. Despite his fame, he remained unpretentious. He continued scrubbing floors and trimming students' hair, owning little more than a worn-out pair of shoes. He often said, "It is with the smallest brushes that the artist paints the best paintings." From childhood, he had dreamed of honoring Saint Joseph on Mount Royal. Saving the meager earnings from haircuts and accepting small donations, he collected $200 and, in 1904, built a wooden chapel dedicated to his beloved saint. Pilgrims flocked to the little shrine, leaving behind crutches and braces as testimonies of healings. In 1909, Brother André was released from his porter duties and tasked full-time with caring for the chapel. Plans for a larger oratory took shape. When funds dried up, he placed a statue of Saint Joseph in the center of the foundation and quipped, "If he wants a roof over his head, he'll get it." Over the decades, through pennies and prayers, the magnificent Saint Joseph's oratory rose. Today it crowns Mount Royal, its great dome visible across the city, and its crypt displays hundreds of discarded canes and crutches. Brother André's health remained delicate, yet he wore himself out in service. Each year, up to 80,000 letters arrived seeking his intercession. He listened to stories of pain and poverty, prayed with the afflicted, and encouraged them to go to Saint Joseph. His humility and compassion drew people of every class and creed. He never sought recognition, believing himself only a small instrument in the hands of God. Nevertheless, by the time of his death, he was venerated as the Miracle Man of Montreal. On January 6, 1937, at the age of 91, Brother André passed away quietly. Montreal was in the grip of winter, yet nearly 1 million people queued in the freezing cold to file past his coffin at the unfinished oratory. The basilica was completed after his death and has since become one of the largest pilgrimage sites in North America. In 1982, Pope John Paul II beatified Brother André, and on October 17, 2010, Pope Benedict XVI canonized him, proclaiming him Saint André of Montreal, the first saint of the Congregation of Holy Cross and one of Canada's patron saints. His life demonstrates that greatness is found not in status or learning but in humble service, steadfast prayer, and unwavering trust in God's providence. Today, the Church honors him on January 6th, January 7th in Canada, and countless people continue to visit St. Joseph's Oratory, witness the rows of crutches and give thanks for the humble doorkeeper whose quiet holiness opened the door to grace for generations.